That's not right.
Have you been listening to more music lately?
Yeah. Because I haven't dealt with karaoke in a year. It's great. And I'm like, ooh, the top hits. I can listen to that and hasn't been terribly sung 16 million times. Yeah, like, great. It's wonderful. Hear it from actual musicians. That was rude. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. I'm recording this, too. But there's some good singers that come to karaoke.
Yeah, no, totally. No, definitely. But there's a lot of...
I said that really mean as well.
Yeah, you came out really condescending. No, but it's like, especially like, you're drunk. You're not as good as you think you sound. As someone that also does that.
And also like a professional recording, there's going to be like maybe a layer added to it and a little bit of reverb as opposed to just like...
A little bit of auto-tuning.
Yeah, as opposed to just a microphone in the lobby of a goddamn bar.
16 vodka shots deep. Fucking killed Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah, that's how it sounds.
Mm-hmm. You got it, dude.
All right, you want to lead us in?
This is Tommy.
This is Jacob.
This is Tommy and Jacob's Mixtape. Hey, everybody.
Hey, what's up, people?
Welcome to Tommy and Jacob's Mixtape.
Yep, Tommy and Jacob's Mixtape. As I repeating that stuff.
We're two best friends talk about movies and TV and stuff.
I mean, hopefully people have been listening long enough to get that. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm going to stop talking about that. Anywho, hope everybody's out there is doing fine. Yeah.
We're going to be talking... This is we're going to be talking. This is a side banter episode. And I've done this for almost a year now and still not great.
Today we're going to be talking about two things. We're going to be talking about the new Amazon Prime original series Invincible. And then also we're going to be talking about the new... who produced it, actually? What was it? Is it Legendary and is it Warner Brothers?
Yeah.
Godzilla versus Kong.
And this is going to be kind of like our Justice League episode, where it's not going to really be like a review. It's just going to be us kind of talking about what we thought of it because we watched it at separate times.
Yep.
Alone.
But like this is also spoilers, possibly. I want to try not to do spoilers for Invincible, if possible.
Yeah, probably not on that, but we're going to probably talk in length about Kong versus Zilla. So if you still haven't seen it, then...
Yeah, there'll definitely be spoilers on that. So we'll
give you a heads up.
Give you a heads up so you can bounce out when that is done. But how about just really quick, how are you doing today, Tommy?
I'm good. I got my vaccine.
He got his first shot.
Yeah, I got my first shot of Montana.
Montana? The Moderna. I keep wanting to say the Madrona.
That's what I say.
No, what was I saying? The MRSA. I wanted to say MRSA. It's like, that's definitely... I got my MRSA shot today.
I told my mom, too. I'm like, I'm getting the Michigan, the Moscow something. And she thought it was really funny. She's like, I like that. And I was like, yeah, just one of the M's. Oh, yeah, but, so far, nothing much. Just
how many hours ago did you get it, actually? Like 3?
2?
2 hours ago?
Yeah, 2 hours ago. I had a headache. That's about it.
If Tommy starts convulsing and dying, we have it on audio. We have it recorded.
Great, my legacy.
For when Tommy turns zombie.
I was saying too, I was like, I've been really negative about the whole zombie thing because of like I Am Legend and shit. But I was like, also, I never thought about what if it gave you superpowers. I was just being really pessimistic. Like,
I mean,
watch too much zombie shit.
But we watch a lot of superhero shit, too.
I know,
but I mean, if it was going to be superhero stuff, we would have like heard about that already with the hundreds of millions of people that have already had it, unless it's all a government, conspiracy. I watched the entire Q documentary, Into the Storm.
Yeah, we were going to watch that last night, and I was like, that's a little too intense.
It's we'll get into Invincible. Obviously, we need to talk about that stuff, but just really quick, I'll give a quick little rundown of it. It isn't 100% about QAnon. It's more of like a deep dive into 8chan, which is the forum that was the platform for Q to have all of these people.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of more of like a history lesson about it?
Kind of, but it follows it all till pretty much like a week after the January 6th insurgents.
Oh, okay.
Cool. But it does kind of end in a way with like it's like pointing a finger at this person was probably Q, because now Q isn't posting. Q is done.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
How long is it?
It's 6 episodes.
Like what, an hour each?
Yeah,
or?
so about 6 hours.
Okay.
Maybe a little. Yeah, they're about like each episode's a little over an hour, but I think that's with like credits and stuff and whatnot.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, about 6 hours long. I found it really interesting. It definitely deals more with the people, like the weird feud of the person that created 8chan and the two people that kind of bought it from him. So, but through that, the reason why it goes down that avenue is because the documentarian believes that because Q used only 8chan really as like its their platform to like talk to the masses, he was like, there has to be a connection. Like these people have to like kind of know who Q is or are Q, like type thing. So it goes down a huge, like you go through a lot of rabbit holes, but I found it satisfying at the end. Okay. But there is like a drag it a little bit through like episode 5. But like once it gets into the pandemic and leads up to the insurgents and you see all of like the rise of the Anons, all of the people that like follow Q's word, you start to realize how much of a weird cult it became.
Yeah, like you're saying, like an internet cult.
Yeah.
I think last week.
Mm-hmm, yeah, it's really, really interesting. So, hey, I give a recommendation to it.
And that's on HBO, right?
Yeah, HBO. Yeah. And the last episode aired on Sunday, so it's really, really fresh.
Oh, cool. Right on.
But yeah, let's
That's your recommendation?
Jacob's recommendation of the week.
And mine is The Tick. I've been watching that a lot.
Oh, nice.
It's really stupid, but it's really funny.
They only have 2 seasons of that, and it's on Amazon too, right?
Yeah, that's another Amazon original. But yeah, talking about Amazon originals, there is a new show that was released in March, so it's like also really pretty fresh. It's like 6 episodes so far.
4 episodes.
It's only 4? Oh, I thought it was more. It's called Invincible.
Yes, it's based off an Image Comics series created by Robert Kirkman, creator of The Walking Dead. That actually ended back in 2018. So yeah.
And Marvel Zombies was the other thing I've read of his.
Oh, I didn't know he did Marvel Zombies.
Yeah, and something called Irredeemable Ant-Man, who's like the third Ant-Man.
Interesting.
Who was like, he's more of like a anti-hero.
It's like the Ant-Man that took over after Scott Lang.
Yeah, I think so. But he was like, again, like a thief, but he had like, didn't have like the more, like, you know, Scott Lang was like,
has some morality to him.
Anti-establishment, big business kind of thing.
Yeah.
He's just more kind of like take care of his own. But yeah, so Robert Kirkman, Invincible. It's animated. I want to put that up front.
Well, so
that might deter people.
Yeah, I definitely, but it's animated, but if you were a fan of The Boys, I highly recommend watching it.
Yeah, because it has that vibe.
It has that adult
archetype.
Yeah, it has that adult comic book hero. I will say, like, the show is violent.
Surprise! It comes out of nowhere.
And I will tell you this: like, you don't see it until like the end of the first episode, and then the end of the first episode is like, oh, by the way, this is going to be the violence of the show.
Brutal. I was completely taken off guard because I just put it on like as a whim, and I was like, sure. And then I was like, oh, this is really interesting. And the end of the episode, I was like, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah,
Jesus. But again, animated. It's animated violence. So,
it's one of it's some of the executive producers are like Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg actually, and they're still like because they were in talks with Robert Kirkman to do a live action movie of this.
Okay.
They started talking about it like a couple of years ago. I want to say 2017 or something, and then Amazon picked up for this to be a animated series. And Seth Rogen, Evan Goldberg, Robert Kirkman are like, yeah, sure, okay, let's do that as well. And so they're kind of part of it, and they're still going to release their live action movie. They're still in works of like figuring out a script and everything still.
Oh,
yeah,
that'd be interesting.
So that'll be that'll be a fun maybe down the road do a comparison to.
Yeah.
I actually, after like kind of doing a little bit of research, I want to get all the comics and I want to read this now.
Yeah, I think they're free somewhere.
What?
Like digital.
Yeah.
I can't remember where I saw that. Where did I see that? Oh, on Prime Reading.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you can read from March 22nd to May 4th. It's free to read them.
Oh, wait, that's already over.
May 4th.
Oh, I thought you said, okay. No.
Yeah.
What's May? It's gonna be May.
Aging yourself.
Yeah. But that's also a popular meme right now. Come on.
The premise is...
now has been. Never mind.
The premise is of this show... you follow a teenager named, what's his name? Oh, Mark Grayson, which I was like, Grayson.
No, yeah, there's a good amount of like little like nods to other comics.
Basically, the premise is that it's a DC movie. It's a group of heroes that are like the Justice League and follows similar. Like, there's a Martian. There is a speedster. There is an Amazon warrior type, and it just is kind of more about Mark Grayson, who is the son of the Superman character, basically.
Yeah, Omni-Man.
And it starts off as just kind of like him turning 17 and finally coming into his powers and learning to be a superhero.
Yeah, and it's late for him to be getting his superpowers.
Yeah. Played by what's his name?
Steven Yeun.
Yeah, Steven Yeun, which I was like, cool. I've been watching a lot of stuff with him recently.
Well, I mean, he's kind of blowing up as well.
Yeah, I just watched Mayhem.
I don't know what that is.
It's
actually
like a rage virus movie, but it takes place in like a law firm of a bunch of shady ass people. But it makes your inhibitions completely lower, so you just like kill your coworkers and stuff. He's
nominated for Academy right now for Minari.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. And Steven is Glenn from Walking Dead. If you can't picture him.
Yes. And like apparently he's done a lot of things with Robert Kirkman.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. There's actually a surprisingly good amount of crossover of people from Walking Dead into Invincible. Just people that like to work with Robert Kirkman.
Well, and just in general too, the cast list for Invincible is fucking rad.
Dude, I know. I wanted to bring it up, like how awesome it is, because the voice cast it's outstanding. I mean, Sandra Oh plays Mark's mother, or Steven's mother. J.K. Simmons does the voice of Omni-Man. Okay, so Sandra Oh, if you don't recognize her, like she's most popular from like Killing Eve, Grey's Anatomy,
Sideways.
I don't really remember in Sideways, actually. I don't remember much of Sideways. I remember like the idea of
it's good. It's dull.
Yeah,
it's a pretty slow paced story.
It's very much more. It's an adult story.
Yeah, it's for an older.
I went and saw it when I was 18, and I really liked it when I was 18 because I wanted to be mature.
Yeah, I remember really like being young and really liking it. So I wonder if we should probably watch that again.
Yeah. So yeah, J.K. Simmons, who played Jonah Jameson in Spider-Man. He's also in Whiplash as the drummer instructor. They're like the three top billed. They're like the main people, I would say.
Yeah, but they're also like the credits are at the end.
Yeah, which is also strange.
Like also starring Sandra Oh and J.K. Simmons.
Like another big names like Gillian Jacobs, who is Britta from Community. Walton Goggins plays Cecil Stedman, who is like the head of the.
Who's Walton Goggins?
Oh, dude, really? He's in a Hateful Eight.
Justified.
The thing that I always remember him from is actually Shanghai Noon. Because he was like,
he's the guy from Texas.
Yeah,
Texas? Are you serious? He's like the crazy cowboy.
Yeah, he's the one that Owen Wilson's with at the beginning.
Yeah,
who, then turns. Yeah,
takes over his gang. Oh yeah, I totally forgot he was in that. Where'd you get this guy? Texas. And
then Jason Mantzoukas.
Thank you. I was not going to attempt that last name.
I've actually, he's one of my favorite stars, kind of like comedians, I guess. I don't know, because I remember getting introduced to him back in The League. I don't know if you ever watched The League.
I've seen it.
Yeah,
I've never.
I was really into it because obviously I like football and I was in fantasy football leagues and stuff. So the show was just amazing for me. And he plays like a sex-deprived stepbrother to Nick Kroll's character in that.
Oh.
And then he's also in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He's the voice. He's a voice in Big Mouth. I forget the character's name. I think actually it's Jay. Yeah, Jay.
Oh, the one that has sex with pillows?
Yeah.
Oh, that's him?
Yeah.
Gets a pillow pregnant.
Yeah, oh, man, I meant to actually practice I actually have a good impersonation of him, and I meant to practice it before this, but I'm not going to try it now.
Another episode. Zachary Quinto, who's Spock, who has an amazing voice for voice acting.
Yes, he
does.
I
didn't really think of that, but then he plays a cyborg kind of character.
Yes.
But yeah, I was just happy to see. I really like him. I want to see him in more stuff.
Mark Hamill has a small little role in it as well. Seth Rogen as well.
Clancy Brown, Mr. Krabs. Right? Yeah.
Is Clancy Brown Mr. Krabs?
I think he is, yeah.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Ross Marquand.
Yeah, he's Mr. Krabs.
Has a small little role in it. You might recognize him from... Well, you'd recognize him from The Walking Dead, I believe. Well, we're spending a lot of time on the cast here. I mean, because it's a great cast.
There's John Hamm, there's Mae Whitman, and also, like...
a lot of these people, it's like they do like one quick, like it's like one episode with like a special character, like right now. We're only 4 episodes into it, so we don't know where these voice actors might pop back up for like character wise and whatnot.
Well, yeah, and that's also like cool too because there's a lot of like names that you have physically seen, but then there's also like Kevin Michael Richardson is like there's a lot of really like renowned like voice actors that so it has a cool mix of like screen actors and then voice actors combined, and they casted everyone really well. Everyone fits their their character, and the animation is kind of.
I liken it to like a little bit of like Justice League. Like,
yeah, it has like a Justice League. Yeah. It's not,
or like more correct, Young Justice.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
because it's not like Justice League where everyone has the same body type.
Yeah,
and they just have different, like Superman, Batman, Green Lantern, all look the same body type, and then Hot Girl and Amazon, Wonder Woman, all they're like they're copied and pasted, and their costumes are changed
in a big way. Yeah, but no, very much more Young Justice.
That's good.
But it's very crisp. Like I really enjoy it because I like that art style a lot. And it's a weird like combination of like feeling this like strange nostalgia of my childhood and like a comic book animation.
Yeah.
But then getting this like adult content with it.
Well, I think that's why the violence is so surprising.
Yeah.
It's because it has this Saturday morning cartoon look to it.
Yeah.
And then suddenly people are getting ripped to shreds.
Well, I wouldn't say Saturday morning. I see what you're saying with Saturday morning cartoon, but I feel that leads into it's not that childlike for animation, if you know what I mean. It's bright, it's colorful.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't really necessarily just because it's that make it Saturday morning cartoon. Sorry to like just debunk that, or not debunk, but like say like fuck you, dude, fuck you.
It's like you didn't debunk me, you didn't prove me wrong.
No, it'll be like to take away your description, I guess. You know what I mean?
Well, I just mean in the fact that it like I guess why I say that is like when you're watching it, don't go into it thinking immediately like, oh, this is like kiddie.
Yeah.
This is like for children. It's like I could see like your first reaction being like, not my thing, especially if you do like Walking Dead and like more, or like Frank Miller. Like if you do like animation, but you like really dark, gritty kind of stuff. This doesn't really have that, but the writing is really good.
The writing is really good. Yeah,
it's funny.
It's really, really just like the coming of age of Mark trying to figure out who he fits in as a superhero in this world, and in the shadow of his father. Who is like the world's greatest superhero.
Yeah.
Who likes to work alone. He doesn't actually like to work with like the teams and whatnot. That's not
just like his father too.
Yeah,
his father likes to work alone.
No, that's what I'm saying. Omni-Man likes to do that.
Oh, I thought you were saying Mark.
No, because Mark's figuring out where he fits in with that.
Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying.
And like he's like,
I honestly wasn't. And then
that's okay. I deserve that for saying like it's not Saturday morning cartoons.
I was reading something. Sorry.
What do you mean? You don't know what a Saturday morning cartoon is? It's so far it's been about kind of Mark's journey into becoming a superhero as a teenager, still figuring out what it means to balance that life out. But there's obviously more of a story in this, and we don't really want to spoil it. But there's, like an investigation of shit that happened, and there's like obviously the darker presence of something happening that is unclear, and you're trying to figure out that at the end of the first episode, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and it's like definitely like writing wise, you want to know what is going on. You're like, what? Okay. So I really feel like if you watch the first episode, you're gonna watch all of it.
I feel the same way. It's like
it's gonna hook you.
If you can get through the first episode.
There you go. Yeah.
Because if you can get to the end of the first episode, because the last 7 minutes, is about 7 minutes of that shit? Yeah.
Yeah.
The last 7 minutes of the episode is literally, I my jaw was just dropped the entire time.
Yeah, like okay, what the fuck? Something I will like. I don't know. I kind of and also it is kind of cheeky in the way that it blatantly rips off other superheroes, specifically DC.
Very specifically DC.
Yeah, like it. Like, there's a fucking like weird like what's his name? Oh shit, the demon Etrigan.
Oh no.
Yeah, Etrigan.
Etrigan. It's Etrigan. What?
Yeah, the one that speaks in rhymes.
Are you talking about the one that's a ripoff of Hellboy? Clearly.
No, they're different.
Damien Darkblood.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying no. In DC, his name is like Etrigan.
Oh, I was thinking of Invincible. I didn't even think. I literally I saw Damien Darkblood and I was thinking like this is. I was thinking weird mixture between Hellboy and Rorschach.
Oh, because of the whole noir detective thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was getting like I was getting like because I was sticking it with DC. I was getting Etrigan and Constantine.
Okay, yeah, there we
Combo.
go. Constantine. Well, Constantine, I get Constantine and Rorschach kind of in a weird. I mean, okay, yeah, Constantine over Rorschach. I don't.
I was like, how are they similar?
there is a superhero called Darkwing who is very clearly Batman. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It's clear on like some of the ripoffs that they do, but they do a really good job of kind of making it their own.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Which this entire like Invincible started from an Image comic called where is it? Savage Dragon, like an old Image comic called from.
First appeared as a preview as part of Savage Dragon number 102 in 2002, and then okay, so like was Invincible, and by the way, the Mark's superhero name is Invincible. Like, sorry, that's why it's called that. Okay, so like Invincible was just in this comic, kind of like any comic book character, actually. You know, they're just kind of like, here you go, let's see, it's like a testing thing, right? Let's see people get into this.
Which I'm really excited to see maybe like what they do in Invincible to introduce Savage Dragon as a character, like as like a cameo or something, you know. Mm-hmm. Like as I've known of Savage Dragon. I think I had
the green dude? Oh yeah, I had his action figure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I had a Savage Dragon comic when I was like younger.
I have a few that I bought from like a vintage store.
It was definitely. I mean, it was also Savage Dragon was one of the ones that were given out a lot on Free Comic Book Day.
Yeah, does it have a show?
No, it doesn't have a show.
That'd be cool to bring back.
That would be a cool one. Yeah,
that'd be cool to bring back.
It also like kind of like doing research and like watching this, like there's a lot of Image comics that I've always liked, and I never realized how much it was like I've been into Image. Yeah, because like Spawn, I didn't know. I mean, once I finally found out The Walking Dead was Image, I was like, whoa, okay. This now and then Saga's Image.
Oh shit! Yeah. Go back to Saga. I won't talk about it again for 15 minutes. Yeah. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
They do cool shit.
They do really cool shit
because they do weird.
They do the like they don't do the mainstream stuff.
Yeah,
it's like they're kind of
cool.
like it's like they're popular. They are kind of in the mainstream, but it's like the counter mainstream.
Well, it's like also it's like a lot of their stuff lives within comic books. It doesn't have multiple media like video games and movies and stuff. Like,
and if it does, like it was just like a one-off. Like Spawn got super big. You know?
Yeah.
The Walking Dead now got super big within obviously in the last like 15 years. God, it's so weird to think The Walking Dead's like 11 years old.
I'm so glad it's coming to an end. Except there's like 2 fucking spinoffs. I'm like,
there's been so many more spinoffs.
There's Fear, and
there's Fear, The World Beyond. They're doing the Carol and Daryl show afterwards.
I really hope they just call it the Carol and Daryl show. That would be awesome. I just watch it for that. I just want to see the intro.
It's like an 80s intro, just like da 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 da. There is Carol, here is Daryl.
I say keep it the really dramatic, like the really dramatic one, and then just instead of Walking Dead, it says Carol and Daryl show.
Where the fuck were we?
Just on my Image Comics.
Oh, that's right.
But yeah, so it's basically just like the main point is like it's like a coming of age superhero tale.
Yeah.
About finding yourself in this world where superheroes are very well known and it's a common thing. And then there's a mystery being solved.
Yeah.
Like in the midst of everything happening.
I feel like that's all we should really talk about with it. You know what I mean?
Without not giving
Without
it away.
worrying about going into revealing all of it.
Well, then we could do what we're going to do with Falcon and Winter Soldier. We can just talk about when it's over.
Yeah, I think that would be a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
I don't even know when it's going to be done. I don't know how many episodes they're doing.
Yeah.
And I looked up, generally, like when I look up on Wikipedia, I'll like show like an episode air list, but it literally just has episode 4, the most recent one, and that's it. I don't know.
And it comes out every Friday?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I watched the new one last Friday when it came out. Or I guess Thursday, Friday, whatever. A day.
Okay. Yeah, but it's on Amazon Prime streaming for free. It's cool.
If you have Amazon Prime. That's like I really dislike Amazon with that. It's like, let me pay for this service to get all this streaming stuff. Oh, you want to watch any of these movies? Pay for it. Here's $3 to rent this movie.
You mean like Disney does?
Yeah. Oh, Disney does that too?
Well, they're for their new shit, like Mulan
really?
and Raya, the Last Dragon.
Oh, I haven't watched that yet.
Well, yeah, it's $30.
Is it?
Yeah.
To rent?
Yeah, and you don't get to keep it. Or at least, I mean, that's what they did with Mulan. It was like $20.
I mean, I guess I only use my Disney Plus to watch the like new episodes of stuff that come out. I watched all of Star Wars Rebels. I guess I only watch like the older stuff.
Oh, they totally put the original Star Wars Clone Wars.
I saw that. Yeah,
like a week after I bought it. I was like,
oh, I remember thinking that too. Actually, yeah.
I didn't need to spend the $10 on this.
Yeah, but that's not going to live on there forever.
Totally.
Maybe. Who knows?
It's just cool to have.
Fuck Disney.
And I usually I like to use it for Halloween.
Disney Plus?
Mm-hmm. Like Halloween Town, Hocus Pocus.
Oh,
like
okay.
I like Disney Halloween movies.
I was like,
they're always like fun.
Yeah, they're fun light play.
Yeah.
Oh no, a light play for me is Nightmare on Elm Street. So.
Like I added a new one. Dark Shadows is now on my Halloween.
Oh, the
list.
original one?
No, never seen the original. I just seen the Johnny Depp, Tim Burton thing.
Okay, I got excited.
He's just so weird. You watched the original?
It was one of my mom's favorite shows.
Oh, really?
So like when it was on, I'd be watching it with her. Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah. Well, we went down a rabbit hole there. I think that's all we got really for Invincible.
Yeah, because we can't.
Invincible.
Yeah, because we don't really want to ruin anything.
Yeah.
So we should probably move on.
Definitely recommend watching it if you like the boys, if you like Justice League, if you like violence,
if you like Image Comics.
Yeah. There we go.
Which you maybe you didn't realize you liked Image Comics until we gave us those examples.
Hey,
you're like, oh shit, I like Image Comics.
Go buy Image Comics. I want to go buy some more.
Yeah.
Honestly, I actually want to go down a rabbit hole of like what everything they have done.
Dude, let's go to Phoenix sometime soon.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah,
cool.
Actually,
I can't buy anymore. I have like 4.
For what?
That I haven't finished reading.
4 books?
Yeah.
I have more than that.
Yeah, you do. You're terrible about that. All right, so we're going to jump into our next topic. So spoiler alert, if you have not watched it yet, thanks for listening for half an hour.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to get into Godzilla versus King Kong. I don't know why I said King Kong like that. King Kong.
King Kong.
Kong.
King Kong. Kong. Ooh.
I think it's enough time. They probably stopped listening if they didn't want to.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Are you still listening? Respond to me. Send us an email right now.
Okay, there we go. We watched Godzilla vs. King Kong. It is on HBO Max until the end of the month.
April 20-something, I want to say.
Yeah,
I think right before Mortal Kombat comes out, pretty much.
No, oh shit, Mortal Kombat comes out on the 16th.
No, they delayed it a week.
Oh, they did? Motherfucker! Okay. But yeah, so that's where you can watch it. It has a 6.6 on IMDb.
Yes, it does. Not very. What the highest one out of all of them is Kong Skull Island, isn't it? Or is it? No, it's King of Monsters.
I think King of Monsters is like the better.
And I think it's
rated,
7.1.
And then Kong.
And then the first Godzilla, which was
Godzilla.
6.4 or something. Yeah.
Yeah, and then this one. Directed by Adam Wingard, who I just think is important because if he's kind of more of like a horror movie director is mainly what he's done.
I didn't really look this stuff up. I just wanted to talk about it.
No, I'm just doing it for context.
Yeah.
Because also, like, once I realized that, I was like, oh, that kind of makes sense. Because I don't know. But yeah, what'd you think of it? All in all,
I really enjoyed it. Well, I should say I enjoyed the Godzilla and the Kong fight aspects. And can I do the big spoiler now?
Sure. I mean, I know.
Fucking Mecha Godzilla was fucking cool to see just come out of nowhere. Yeah, quote unquote nowhere. I love how they set it up for it.
And then, well, I mean, I thought you were gonna. And then the winner really was Godzilla.
Oh yeah, I mean, fuck that. They fucking mutual agreement at the end. We're like, yeah, okay, two of us can fucking exist together, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, not before he killed Kong.
Pretty much killed Kong.
And then they brought him back to gave him a shock. I thought that, like, again, I kind of thought it was stupid, but I went in with that.
You know, that was actually a weird thing. Like through this movie was like the unrealistic technology that they have in this movie.
Don't be that guy.
No, hold on a second.
It's about a giant monkey and a radioactive lizard.
There was so much of this like I don't know. I'm like, where the fuck is this technology coming from? Blah blah blah. And it was kind of taking me out a little bit. And I'm like, the other movies didn't have weird technology like then. Like in the middle of my thought, I thought back to King of Monsters and the weird technology that they invented for that on like honing in on like
the monster briefcase.
And I was like, this sonar weird. All right, okay.
I'm letting it go.
Letting it go now because obviously that's just. I mean, it's that's a giant. It's a giant ape and a giant lizard. Destroying up Hong Kong. Also, Hong Kong is done.
Oh my
God. I literally think like Hong Kong's a huge city. I don't think it exists anymore.
Well, yeah, because like in the final fight between the two of them, they destroyed one half, and then Mecha Godzilla comes out, and it's like, good, they're gonna destroy this half now.
Like, goodbye, Hong Kong. I'm pretty sure the world exports and trades. The world economy is done.
Yeah, it's like, and it's also like that's not like just like a building. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not a building. It's all the buildings.
Yeah, dude.
It's like I don't think. Well, I was saying too. I was like, can you imagine just for a second? Really try and imagine yourself in this world where any given day, some gigantic prehistoric something. Don't know what it could be.
Rises out of the ground, possibly.
A big beetle, an electric 3-headed hydra, a pterodactyl made of lava. Like I was like, I wouldn't live in a major city.
Yeah, right.
I would live in absolutely bumfuck nowhere.
But that might be where they rise from.
Totally, but I mean, they seem to like Hong Kong, San Francisco, like New York. These are the places they like to go to. So I'm like, nah, like,
fuck, man.
Go live on an island. No, but fucking Hawaii in the second one.
Yeah.
Got decimated. Sorry, my voice is getting really high, but Jesus. Oh, man.
I mean, I feel like the best part of the entire movie is the giant monster fights. Yeah. And then there's the two side stories of the humans. There's obviously the one with Kong, which I felt like that was like kind of like the only reasonable storyline for the humans. The one with Millie Bobby Brown's character and the conspiracy theorists. That one was. I understand why it kind of was in there to kind of like like storyline wise or like
plot development
wise, to like introduce the Mechagodzilla concept and that Ghidorah's two heads that were still there. That the Apex. I do actually kind of like the company's name's Apex. Because becoming the Apex, they were trying to be Apex Predators.
Yeah.
Kind of on the nose. I kind of like on the nose.
I like them in stuff like this.
Yeah.
It's like, this is where that kind of stuff belongs.
Yes, 100%. I agree with that. I do see, like, that's where they were kind of needed, but it was also, like, this ragtag group of people breaking into a government facility so
really
fucking
easily. Holy shit. I was like, okay, everybody, real quick. One of the codes for the security door was 1, 2, 3, unlock button.
Yep.
And she just walked up and went 1, 2, 3, unlock.
I mean, it's meant to be like a humor side of it, you know. Like it's like, oh, they go like they just blah, 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 you know. Like it's meant to be a chuckle.
It was infuriating. Or they're in the test facility and no one sees them standing there. They get into
for how long?
Yeah, they get into the control panel and
where the fuck are the cameras in here?
Yeah, and what else? They get into the control panel for Godzilla, and the security guards are able just to blast through it with a gun. I'm like, wouldn't that be like crazy?
Oh yeah,
like bulletproof
glass or something,
so people can't just go in there and control your giant robot. Like, I don't know. I was like, that was pretty infuriating.
Even like how they like end up like breaking Mechagodzilla. Is like, oh, just pour the drink on the computer.
Like, okay. Yeah, okay. A couple of scenes with Millie.
That's a Deus Ex Machina right there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's a bad Deus Ex Machina, but yeah.
Well, there was a couple of scenes that were kind of fun, like just soundtrack wise, with Millie Brown. That was very Stranger Things. Like she gets in the van.
Oh.
And this kind of like electronic kind of like music starts.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you meaning this is like real Stranger Things vibe to it? And I feel like you meant to do that. Maybe
I don't know.
That's a weird thing to do by accident because
maybe
it's like her
quick
show.
Little nod to the Duffer Brothers. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. But all in all, I mean, there's
you know what's crazy is that she's only been in Stranger Things, these movies, and Enola Holmes, and she's one of the biggest like child stars on the planet right now.
She's great.
She is.
Yeah. Like I'm very interested in where her career is going to go.
Yeah.
You know.
I just find that like crazy. It's like she's like one of the top child stars, and she's literally only done 3 seasons for a Netflix show and 3 movies.
Yeah, that's true. That's interesting to think about. I mean, but also with these movies too, they follow a formula.
Oh yeah,
really.
Wait, 2 movies? No, 3. Oh yeah, 3 movies. Sorry, I don't know why I thought. There's
always like 2. There's always 2 fight scenes, and then like a third finale.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
you know, it's the rule of 3.
Yeah, I mean, this one was definitely in. I didn't like Godzilla very much.
They pushed like Godzilla in a weird like antagonist role in a weird way.
Yeah,
but also that's one thing that I did like. If anything, that is one thing I liked about Millie Bobby Brown's character is the sympathy. Her character knowing that Godzilla is reacting to something, and that's like that whole like going with that conspiracy theorist, like that was all like that's because like from curtailing from Godzilla King of Monsters, how she was the one that kind of like helped Godzilla like figure out like she saved the world with Godzilla pretty much, bringing Ghidorah to the fucking
to the stadium, right,
yeah. So, like, definitely, it was, like, figuring out that what Apex was doing, and that's why Godzilla was attacking these areas, was an important thing.
Well, that's the thing. It was, like, him being an antagonist from, like, in the universe as a human, him just showing up off the coast and destroying this facility. It's like, okay, yeah, to you, that is the villain thing.
Yeah.
And that makes sense. But then when it came to actually his interactions with Kong, he came off like a villain. There's a scene where he shoots Kong and he smiles.
Yeah.
The fuck was that? That was so weird to me. I was like,
it's the I think it was more of it was like a weird smirk. Yeah.
I'm like, what?
It's because Godzilla saw it getting the upper hand on its ancient enemy. You know, they're fighting for apex predatory status.
Yeah. But the thing is like, it was always, to me, it was like, in the other two, it was like more of like, instinctual drive.
Yeah, but I think
this one seemed more like personal
because it is personal.
Yeah, but I'm just saying I get it, but I didn't like it. I was like, fair. I just thought it was weird, and it almost made like this Godzilla seem like a different Godzilla, like another of his species. Because it was just really out of character. And I know, like, and also, like, they changed his look a little bit. Like, a tiny bit. They changed his dorsal fins, like his spikes.
Maybe he's just gotten older? I don't know.
That's what, like, the director was saying, too, is, like...
The radiation that he's absorbed, or now that he's become apex.
He loses them.
Yeah.
Like, they fall off, like, scales.
Yeah.
And they grow
because
back.
that's what Kong's axe is made out of.
Yeah. But also, like, every director is like, we all like to put our own little stamp on Godzilla. Yeah. Like as a trait, like a watermark almost.
Yeah.
Like, this is my Godzilla, this is their Godzilla, you know? So it was like it didn't really bug me, but it kind of I was noticing it and I couldn't put my finger on it. So it was kind of weird, you know.
But that's interesting. That I remember reading about that. People like wanting to put their watermark on it. Is this a different director from Godzilla versus? Oh,
this is like I think everyone just does one. I think Godzilla and King of Monsters is the same director.
Okay.
And
we got the computers at first. We have the power.
Let's see.
This is Tommy.
Did you ever know?
Searching up things.
Do you ever know that IMDb has a connections tab?
Michael Daughtry did King of Monsters. Gareth Edwards did Godzilla. Kong Skull Island was Jordan.
Oh wow!
Something last name.
Every single one has a different director.
And this is Adam Wingard. Interesting.
Jordan Roberts.
Yep. Let's try not to pronounce it anymore, bud.
I don't know. And then I did that likes dislikes thing, which I think I'm going to do more.
Please.
Mainly because I'm like, I disliked a lot more about this movie than I liked about it. Like I liked the Hollow Earth.
Well, it's okay. Really quick, it is really easy to find more negative things than it is to find positive things.
Yeah, that's life.
Yeah, that's life. That's life.
That's life. That's a great song.
The Joker's running around. Sorry.
Found out something, but the Hollow Earth thing was really cool. Just like visually, it almost became like for that scene, it became like a space.
This is what you liked?
I liked it.
Okay,
I thought that it became like a space travel kind of vibe to it.
The Hollow Earth part was really really cool. Also, there was a part of me that's like could you I don't know, just like imagining that actually on our planet is crazy to think about.
Yeah. I mean, there are people that like really
believe stuff like this. Yeah,
that's like totally a thing, and it's one of those. I would never like make fun of someone like that because I don't fucking know.
Yeah,
I have no idea. This is like no different than if you think there's a megalodon in the ocean. Like 70% of it's not explored. I don't know.
That scares me.
Yeah, that's terrifying. So yeah, the Hollow Earth thing was cool. Also because it brought back that really fun vibe that Skull Island had, and even the not original, but the 2000 whatever King Kong.
Oh yeah,
his home,
the Peter Jackson one.
Yeah, like showing his home.
Yeah,
with all these like crazy other monsters was cool.
Well, wasn't that kind of like the idea of Skull Island? Is that it was a weird like
branching out of the Hollow Earth.
Yeah, it's like a weird like it grew,
like it bloomed.
Yeah, something
like that.
Because all of Skull Island was filled with kind of the similar monsters, or like beasts.
Prehistoric.
Yeah.
Ancient beings, basically. But I thought that was really, and just it was really like dizzying.
Oh, just the flying, the moving, the Kong swinging.
Yeah, it was really dizzying.
I really liked when Kong fought those two flying creatures.
That's cool.
And he ripped the head off one and just like took a bite out of its head. I like that's like Kong saying like when it like its victory is to rip off its head
at the end
and then bite into its fucking spine and eat a piece of its fucking body. Just like the humans just like. Oh
yeah, like at the end I was like, man, he really likes ripping things heads off, and then I was like, oh man, he can't eat it.
He took a bite of it though, didn't he?
I don't remember.
Of Mechagodzilla?
I don't remember him doing that. I just remember him ripping the head off, and I was like, oh
yeah, maybe he didn't.
That was cool too. Sorry to go back to that, but when Mechagodzilla was gonna kill Godzilla the same way he killed the Muto, do you remember that? He pried open the mouth and was gonna shoot them. I was like, oh no way, is he gonna do it back to him? I was like, that's gonna suck. And I laughed really hard when King Kong threw that jet with the guy in it.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if they were trying to make that funny, but I thought it was really just eject.
Yeah, right. It's just like being the human, like, oh, this isn't good. This isn't good.
Shit. I just thought that, like, again, I don't know if it was supposed to be like comedic, but it was pretty funny.
Just you know, being in that jet, just watching the hand,
big hand just come down.
Oh God, I just shit myself.
Yeah. Maybe you can explain. I mean, because you're good at like filling it. I didn't get the whole Ghidorah, right? That's how you say it, Ghidorah.
Mm-hmm.
The whole Ghidorah skull transfer thing. Like, what did Mechagodzilla become? Did he become Ghidorah, or did he just get like weird instincts like Ghidorah?
I think it would be instincts.
I thought that was kind of like really. No, it wasn't. Not kind of. It was really unclear to me what was happening.
It is 100% unclear, and that was one of the things that kind of like was hard to follow at that point in the movie, because they kind of like bring up about how because the two skulls that they have, there's still a nervous system or that they have connected to it for the two heads to communicate psychically, because that's apparently how the three heads communicated was psychically.
Yeah, and also the middle head was a bully.
Yeah.
At the same time too.
So then they can set up a neurotransmitter to a fucking pilot to like control Mechagodzilla from the skull inside of Apex. So then when they overpowered it with radiation, that pilot died. His brain got fried. And I think just like that overpower is like, I think it was kind of more of like the neurotransmitter of Ghidorah woke up.
So it's like his instincts.
Yeah, Ghidorah's instincts to be apex predator and take out Godzilla.
I don't know why you put a gender on it. I have no idea what it is. They call it King Ghidorah in the OG.
Yeah, Ghidorah. I mean, but it's just a thing from space.
Yeah. Well, like that's the thing that was like, what I would have been kind of cooler is if they with one of those two characters, the two bad guys that were like making this apex predator, if they made it that the consciousness was somehow transferred and they went kind of like drunk with power, like the main guy who's like, I'm gonna make humans the apex predators on this planet again. He goes kind of wacky, and then he decides to jump in the machine, and then it overloads, and then somehow he gets like transferred into this machine, and then he like is drunk with power and is like becomes completely like if they made Godzilla more of his white whale.
I see, yeah.
Where it's like his crusade, his maddening crusade to wipe out this creature, and doesn't care what or who gets hurt in the way. You know what I mean?
I think it's lost. Anywho, but yeah, okay. I see what you're saying. What are you doing?
I was dancing while I was waiting for you. But yeah, I just like and it's one of it's again. There's a lot of like just like when we were talking about Fifth Element. You just kind of gotta take it, and leave it alone. But I just was like, well, because that's the thing with this movie. There wasn't. I never felt that like the angst, because even like King Ghidorah in King of Monsters was a really cool villain. Mm-hmm. He was very imposing and like, with the lightning storms that would follow him and come down, and he was a terrifying monster. You didn't really have that tension in this one.
With Mecha?
With any, like even like when Godzilla dies, you're like, they're not going to kill him. They're not going to. They didn't really sell you on he's actually gonna, it's like, they're going to bring him back somehow.
When Kong dies?
Yeah, sorry, I've been doing that a lot. Yeah, when Kong dies. And his heart's failing. It's like there was never any real moment of tension.
Well, there was definitely a moment when I was watching it when they revealed Mechagodzilla. I was like, oh, like immediately I'm like, oh, so here's what's gonna come to reunite Kong and Godzilla together.
Here comes Martha.
Yeah.
I wrote that too.
There's a meme of that.
Oh, is that?
Yeah. To unite them together to like a common enemy that's gonna
Mothra. That's better.
That's actually the meme.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Mothra. Why'd you say that name? Mothra. Anyways, sorry. I immediately was like, oh, so this is going to be the thing that's going to bring them together. Okay, but obviously they still have to duke it out. Yeah. And Mechagodzilla looked cool.
No, it looked really cool.
I never got why they made it so much look like him.
It's just because of the original Mechagodzilla.
Well, yeah, but I'm like, it kind of, I don't know. I was thinking like there are definitely.
Do you want to know what the original Mechagodzilla is?
What?
Was created as a weapon of destruction by the Black Hole Planet 3 aliens, also known as the Simians, who intend to conquer Earth before their own homeworld gets destroyed by an expanding black hole.
Oh, so we didn't, in the OG, we didn't make it. It was sent to Earth to kill Godzilla and take over the planet?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Interesting. But it's like, I feel like if you were going to make a machine to kill Zilla, wouldn't you have gone through all of his previous fights and be like, well, this gave him a really hard time. This gave him a really hard time. Let's put that on there. Like, give him more arms. I don't know. Like, why does he have 2? Why not 4?
I don't know. I think there may have just been kind of like that. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why they created him that way. You know, just create it in its likeness.
Yeah, and I guess you couldn't really now take Mechagodzilla and change him that much without having that much without having like a fan repercussion.
Yeah. Well, so actually, what's interesting is like in the 1993 Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, which is technically Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla 2, I guess. Mechagodzilla is built as an anti-Godzilla weapon by the United Nations Godzilla Countermeasures Center using 23rd century technology reverse engineered from the remains of Mecha King Ghidorah.
I didn't realize there was a Mecha King Ghidorah.
Dude, do you know how many fucking movies there are of this? Like,
how many mechas are there?
Oh God, I don't know. I know there's a couple Mecha Godzillas. Obviously, a Mecha
Ghidorah.
Super Mecha Godzilla. I'm reading right here. Like
Super Mecha Godzilla. Does he have big blonde hair?
I don't know, just a word I'm saying. I was just reading this all really quickly off of Wikipedia because I did read up on this stuff quickly after watching Godzilla. And I just forgot to take notes, like a fool. Fool. No. So what? I mean, we've hit one point on your list.
We talked about a couple.
Did we?
Yeah, we already talked about a couple.
One thing, kind of like,
I mean, my biggest dislike is the lack of tension.
Okay, cool. Okay, yeah, okay. So, I think like with that though is like the tension is built on like trying to get Godzilla and Kong to be on board together somehow. You know, it's like we all of a sudden as an audience members know there's a bigger threat. A much, much, much bigger threat of Mechagodzilla. Or it could be a bigger threat. We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But there's definitely something that's happening. But we're watching Godzilla and Kong duke it out. And we're like, and man, I really liked Godzilla's axe. Or King Kong's axe. That was so cool.
Right. Yeah, I mean, just in general, the fight, it's just like you could honestly skip all the plot and just watch the fight scenes.
Oh, 100%.
They're just
yeah.
really cool. Like the whole underwater thing was... That had tension to it.
That had some good tension to it. Like because
he's just so out of his element.
But that's the thing is like, yeah, you definitely know as an audience member that obviously they're not gonna die, you know. But that's also the same thing with like most like superhero movies that you're watching, you know, like or like what you were taught, like you just brought this up with the Fifth Element, like you know, in the end the good guys are gonna win.
Yeah, no, but on a counterpoint, like you said, that last scene with Mr. Shadow looming over Earth, it still, you know, they're gonna win, but it still had tension.
Exactly.
With the match and the breathing, like it still had this moment of like,
but there was a little bit of that. So before Kong gets resurrected, like Godzilla's getting its ass.
Oh, he's like
owned.
It's like a fucking rag doll. He's just being
like,
which was also I don't know if it's supposed to be funny, but it's pretty funny. Like he's being dragged through buildings, head first by Mechagodzilla.
Again, Hong Kong just doesn't exist anymore.
It's like ridiculous.
But like, you know, that's kind of like the tension, and then that's that whole thing of like them like resuscitating or like shocking Kong's heart. At what point did that character learn how to pilot a ship like that?
Yeah, or like that. That's another of just take it as it is.
Yeah, it's like even like when they were flying out of like the underground area and like he's piloting it. It's like, when did he learn these piloting skills? He's an author of like
he's like a professor.
He's a professor of theoretical Hollow Earth.
And moonlights as a pilot,
a space
pilot.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
I watch a lot of Star Wars. I think I got it down. Phew. That's a good point. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Like, where did you got to change careers, dude?
Yeah, right. It's like you should have. Like, why aren't you working for NASA? But like once they obviously, and then when Kong comes back, that's kind of like because you're wondering like it's that tension, like is Godzilla gonna get killed by Mechagodzilla, and then Kong awakens and then starts ripping Mechagodzilla apart. That was actually really cool.
Well, like, and that's the thing too, is like even when he gets resuscitated, I was kind of like, he's still really fucked up, y'all.
Yeah.
Like,
when he like his arm is dislocated.
Yeah, I'm like, great, his heart's going, but he's still got the shit kicked out of him. And that was kind of my thing too. Is like if this fight between Kong and Zilla didn't happen, I think Zilla could have taken Mecha pretty easily. but
I don't know.
He'd already had his ass kicked. Because I mean,
I see what you're saying.
Godzilla. Yeah. I mean, King Kong he had some sweet moves.
Yeah.
You know, like he did kind of mess him up a little bit. But I'm like, I kind of feel like first walking up into that fight, I think he could have probably gotten
Godzilla would have wrecked Mecha.
I think so. Like,
yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I'm just like, it's like I know.
Do you think Kong would have been able to take out Mecha?
No. And I'm a Kong fan, like, but no. I was like, go
with the axe. Because only when Kong only got the upper hand once he had the axe.
Yeah, but the axe needed to be charged,
which isn't very hard to do with Godzilla blowing his fucking radiation all over the place.
Yeah. And that was weird too, that Godzilla just drills into the hollow earth.
With his when they activated the axe.
Yeah.
That I think that was kind of like, I think that's going back to your instinctual thing. Like I think Godzilla realized hollow earth is underneath there, need to just destroy that really quick, because destroy whatever's happening down there
because it's a threat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I did like that whole, like, somehow Godzilla is linked to that glyph. Like, as he was charging up his shot, the glyph was lighting up. Mm-hmm. So somehow he's like literally like his energy source. His energy source is the hollow earth. I thought it was kind of just visually kind of cool.
Well, because it's the radiation of the earth.
Yeah, but the fact they're like synced.
Yeah,
it's like you're sitting there, you can say, "Oh, Godzilla's about to shoot his laser." I wonder who's pissing him off.
Who's in hollow earth right now?
But yeah, I mean, it was fun. I mean, I kind of knew that Kong was gonna get his ass kicked as soon as that whole water scene happened.
Yeah, I mean, I was just curious exactly how they were going to build the fight with Mechagodzilla coming out of it, because, like, what was interesting is, like, Godzilla chose not to finish off Kong. Like, Godzilla showed mercy.
I don't think it was... I wouldn't go... I think it was just the threat's gone. I don't need to. Like he's not fighting back.
Yeah, he's not fighting. I think it was all... I mean, it was... And I think that's also... There's, like, the innate idea of morality inside of, like, making Godzilla the good guy is the threat is gone. I have proven myself as the apex predator. Maybe better to leave this one alive because it gets like with the other ones in King of Monsters, if he had to kill most of them because they would not have bowed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like even at the end after Ghidorah's been eliminated, a couple like kind of come up to puff out their chests and then they back down and he just leaves them alone.
Exactly. So like Godzilla understood that.
That's what I'm saying. It's like he was just like, the threat's gone.
Yeah.
I got this.
It's
like, because even he's pushing on his chest and he's like squirming, and once he stops squirming, that's when he's like, okay. Like
and then goes to walk away. And then obviously with Kong then saving Godzilla, that's when Godzilla, there's like that mutual respect.
That really irritated me too, is like they both like pass out basically from exhaustion.
Yeah.
And then they both like wake up and they have like a staring match and everyone's just standing there staring at them. I'm like, run, look around, move it, run. Run. That drove me nuts. Like, why are you so calm about this?
Although it was really cool, and then like I liked the ending, happy ending thing of Kong being able to live in the hollow Earth area, and now also why the fuck are the scientists living down there? Just like could you imagine?
Yeah,
like what is that gonna like? Like, can you? What is there to eat down there? Can you eat that food? The stuff that grows down there?
Yeah, I'm like, isn't this whole hollow Earth like crazy radioactive?
Yeah,
they're not wearing like radiation suits, or they're just like walking around in their t-shirts, like, oh, this is pretty. It's like, yeah, aren't they all living down here because
their brains have melted?
It's so yeah. It's just like the whole point of them living down here is to be near radiation. So.
How did Godzilla just like went back into the water and that was it?
No, he just walked off.
Oh, there was a scene like Godzilla like in the water though or something. I'm trying to remember like
like swimming, going back to his atomic home underwater. I guess I never realized that Godzilla had gills.
Does it?
Yeah. I mean, that's what it looked like. But I mean, I was like, that makes sense because he was like an aquatic lizard dude. Real intelligent statement right there. Yep. Aquatic lizard dude.
Just my aquatic lizard dude friend Godzilla, you over here. Got some radiation powers. Yep.
I mean, I would definitely say my favorite is Skull Island and then King of Monsters.
Yeah, King of Monsters is really fun. I do really like Skull Island. I think I might like this one over Skull Island a little bit, or maybe they're like hand in hand.
I mean, I gotta watch Skull Island again. But I remember I remember really thoroughly enjoying that. This was I was kind of like
Skull Island is definitely a little bit more like an action advent. Like it has a little bit more of like an adventurous thing to it because like you're following Tom Hiddleston and everybody through like the jungle trying to survive all the crazy creatures. There's also that giant like the insect stuff. Ah! Why?
Yeah, and I think also I like that one because I like the Hollow Earth thing. I think it's just cool with all the like weird different creatures and stuff. Yeah, all in all, it was fun. I mean, the definitely Godzilla won 100%.
But at the end of the day, does it really matter who won? Because they destroyed all of Hong Kong.
It was a fun. It's a thing. Like even though like, Godzilla's our savior, I'm like, you want to go take another look at that back there? And like, yeah, granted, but that's still a lot of damage that happened over there. Like, great, wonderful. And also I'm like, where is this the sonar box thing? I'm like, we have that.
Oh yeah, I was
do an alpha thing somewhere in the middle of fucking nowhere. Like draw.
Oh, like keep drawing like Godzilla
away from people. But
well, I mean, but I don't think that like he was dormant until Apex started reviving Ghidorah.
Totally, but I just thought of something too.
Huh?
They know that he is attracted to Apex. That's why they're so worried about Kong.
Yeah, but nobody knew what they were doing.
No, but as a company, why are you putting your facility smack dab in the middle of Hong Kong?
Or on the edge of every ocean.
Yeah, like why aren't you doing your multi-billion-dollar company, all that it has points all over the world? Pick a fucking field in Iowa. I don't know. Build it underground. Like, why in the middle of one of the biggest cities on the planet?
How about in the middle of Soviet Russia, where there's just mountains?
Something. I don't know.
just the middle of like that area where like it's like, is it Europe or is it Asia? Like at the top right there.
Everest.
No, you don't want to destroy Mount Everest.
No, but I mean, not a lot of people.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if you do that, like, nobody fucking lives in that like area, really.
Yeah.
It's like it's pretty much just like all like cold
space.
Iceland. Dude, it's space.
We have an international space station, and this is like made up world. We could have a space station. I don't know. Zero gravity would probably
as Mecha Godzilla descends from the space station.
It'd probably be easier to build a giant robot in space with zero gravity. In this universe.
Man, do you really want to get into that physics?
Someone emails us like, actually.
The amount of money it would take to build all the things.
No, I was thinking more like logistics of building stuff in space because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's where I was going.
Oh, okay.
Go with that joke. But yeah, I recommend it to people to watch. If you haven't, it's good. It's fun. It's Godzilla. I mean, it's
a
really,
big monkey versus big lizard.
Yeah, but it's really cool to kind of like see a resurgence of these characters. From like just like they've been such like big popular pop culture like icons for so long. There's a huge awesome history with both movies that actually have a more of like an actual like history like of metaphor to them.
Yeah, and there's a lot of Easter eggs too if you're like really into this. Like even apparently the Japanese bad guy is the son of the doctor that sacrificed himself.
Oh, that's right.
They share the same last name, and it's never like touched up on. But
like I don't think maybe you see a moment with. I think there's a little thing where he has the notebook.
Like his dad's notebook.
Yeah, because if I remember correctly, in King of Monsters, he gives that to the Millie Bobby Brown's father to then give to his son. Like, give this to my son so he can remember me or something.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, just like little Easter eggs like that, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, no, they actually did. I feel like they actually did a pretty good job of kind of having the three movies tied together with like it's very much a world they all live in together. So 4 movies. I don't know.
Yeah.
I do need to watch Skull Island.
Yeah, I need to watch that too. And I do like that it's Godzilla versus Kong, not like because there is the original like 63 one that is
King Kong versus
Godzilla. Yeah. So that even right there they kept that very like on the nose, like a very traditional thing because they could have called it, I don't know, because it's just King of Monsters. It could be Rise of the Apex or whatever, but they just went kind of
Rise of the Apex would have actually been fitting.
Thanks.
Any more thoughts? Any more things, feelings, desires?
No, I did good following your likes and dislikes thing to keep rather than just kind of like
And I totally didn't even think about doing that this time. So now I'm the one going.
We'll just make sure to do that for these banters.
Actually, it'd be kind of amusing if like only one of us did it each other time. The other person's just a fuck up.
Just one person carrying the
the
conversation. And it's like a good length.
Yeah, it's only 2 hours.
Yeah, it's not like crazy. Because even the director was like, I feel I do not like to do movies over 2 hours. Personally, he doesn't like doing that.
Oh, the director?
Yeah, he's like, I only believe in doing that if you actually have something that you need to show or say.
Interesting.
Don't like fluff it up if you don't need to. He's like, and if I had made it longer, it would have just been a lot more monster fights, which I was like,
or longer monster fights.
Or longer, you know, and he was like, no, we're just going to keep it at this point. But yeah, so yeah, check it out.
Well, I think we've reached the end of what we can really discuss with it. Hey, a nice little hour-long-ish episode.
Yeah. Please tell your friends about us if you enjoyed it.
Like, subscribe, or follow.
Yeah, that's the word we're supposed to use now. Follow, not subscribe, because this is free. This is self-produced.
Well, I mean, if they're looking on YouTube, then they're hitting the subscribe button.
Whatever. But yeah, so thanks for listening. And we'll see you next week.
Next week we're doing Ultraviolet.
Right. Not Aeon Flux.
Not Aeon Flux.
Ultraviolet.
Not Charlie's Theorem.
Mila.
We're
doing Mila.
Yeah.
Did you? Oh, okay. Never mind. I'll tell you later. We kept saying Mia.
I know. That's because like I have forever thought her name was Mia.
Yeah.
I thought the two L's made the because like that's very common in like Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I just thought maybe that carried into like she's Russian, isn't she? Ukrainian or something?
Yeah.
She's not American.
No. She's one of those like Eastern European.
Yeah. So I just kind of was like,
remember.
Oh, the two L's are you know.
But I noticed that. So
Mila.
So yeah,
Mila.
So we're
Jovovich.
keeping since we did Fifth Element, we're keeping with badass Mila and her action career. So we're gonna do Ultraviolet next week. Please join us.
Yep. We'll probably talk a little bit more about Mila as well and give a little bit of background on her since it's kind of like a month or two of her. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, cool. So this is Tommy.
This is Jacob. Thanks everybody for listening.
This is Tommy and Jacob's mixtape. Good night, guys.
Yay!